setting it up.
Yo, yo.
And we are live. Mr. Gracie shows
Hey,
8.
hey.
What's
What's
up?
this one? 68. Right.
Yes.
One away from the big one.
This is the one where they blow us and we owe them one. Bobby, you're not
Right.
involved in that. Sorry.
When you say they, who are they?
Oh, they are all over the place, man. They
Yes.
they is one, and not plural, and it's female.
This is
Uh,
not they as in like pronouns, is it?
well, yeah. So all is right in the world, Chad.
Oh, I mean, it's getting right, but I don't know if it's right yet. I mean, you still have what do we have? About 23 days of this fucking chaos left of this asshole just
Yes,
sitting there, brain dead, fucking pardoning the worst fucking people you've ever seen.
yes. But
Sure.
that's not what I was talking about. I'll show you.
Ah,
This is key right here. Let's see if I could do it.
oh, what are we doing?
All right. This is how you know the world is okay.
Fans get package, budget steal,
So,
bulge, steal, snaff.
so
Okay.
Justin apparently has a small package.
Oh no.
Justin's bringing micro back. So, if the world was fucked up, this guy would be that handsome. He could sing, dance, act, and he'd have a big dick. But no,
Right.
God was like, "Fuck that! I'm taking it all and giving you a little one."
Did you ever see that movie Bedazzled with Brendan Fraser
But
and Elizabeth Hurley?
I think so.
I think it was called Bedazzled, but it was back in the 2000s when Brendan was pretty big. His Elizabeth Hurley was the devil, and he made a deal with the devil. He got like 4 wishes or 3 wishes or whatever it was,
Yes.
and one of them he wished to be famous, like a famous. I don't know if he said specifically basketball player. He would ask for something and not be very specific about it, and then the
Right.
devil would make him into this fucked up shit. So she made him a basketball player, like a really successful basketball player. He's fucking tall, you know, he's huge and fucking everything. But then at one point he looks down in his pants and he has a micro penis
Ah. Oh, so
because all these chicks loved him and shit, but he had a small dick.
did he ever get the wish right to where he got everything he wanted?
He
Remember the
he
movie?
eventually basically wishes for his old life,
Ah,
and then that was the right choice.
that's
It's one
hysterical.
of those kind of movies. It's funny. He became
So
a Mexican drug lord, and one of them got assassinated. Had all money and power, and he was a Mexican drug lord.
damn dog.
It's a funny movie.
Yeah, I remember seeing it, but I think I only saw it once, so it's not sticking fully. But dude, Elizabeth Hurley was my God so
Dude,
gorgeous.
she still looks good. Holy shit, man. She
Yeah,
still looks amazing.
God bless her, man. What does she do to I guess work out, eat healthy?
I
Um,
don't know. She could be on the adrenochrome diet. Who knows?
yeah. Well, back to Timberlake though. So he realized like what was going on because the reason why that happened is he was on it was a harness thing. So they pull him up and he's
Oh, right.
mirrors and shit. So he realized what's happening and that his shit is showing, and he's trying to like pull the shirt down over it and couldn't.
Oh, that's fucking funny.
Yeah, man.
Oh, listen, I'm a grower, not a shower. So.
Same. Of course, dude. He could be fucking whatever Lexington Steel down there when he's
Yeah,
standing at attention.
that
But
is that is no judgment of a guy's dick sizes when
no,
they're flaccid because,
no.
like I said, you're either a shower or a grower. So,
Right.
you know,
There's times where I'm like in between. There's times where I got to be a grower, but there's times where it's hanging pretty well. You know what I'm saying? I guess
yeah.
it all depends on, I guess, what's going on there. But there's
Mhm.
times where I'm like, ladies, it's very cold in here, so back
That's
up.
right. There's
Oh,
shrinkage.
yeah, yeah. Just touch it and it shall grow. Anywho,
Hey, you
I
want to see the true size? Touch it.
that's it. That's it. Chad, here's another thing I got to show you, and then we'll get into some other cool stuff too. But I just pulled up some freaking crazy articles for us to check out, and here's one that just is crazy.
Liquid
It's a
death pit.
diaper, yeah, liquid death diaper flies
Oh
off,
my God.
dude.
Oh, I know women that would stand at our shows in the front row and wear diapers so they could get in the front row and never fucking leave. So
Oh,
why not? Why not brand them? That's great.
dude,
This is
it's
so fucking
75
funny.
bucks, and it's reusable.
Ugh, I don't know about that, but okay. You
Yeah,
can just go buy Depends. You'll be fine.
Well, that's who makes. So it's Liquid Death and Depends partnered
Oh,
to make.
okay.
But my question is okay, what band is that important to where you're going to be sitting in piss all night? And then who's the douchebag that shits in that? And then you got to be standing next to somebody who shit their diaper.
Ooh, the shitting thing? Yeah, that's no, 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 no. Peeing, I get. Like standing there and not wanting to leave to pee, but if you shit in that thing, then you're disgusting. Sorry.
This is for you, Chad. Check it out.
The scariest place at a show isn't the mosh pit, it's the bathroom.
That is
Mile-long
true.
lines, slipping on pit, and toilets filled with puke. What's a music fan to do? Introducing the Pit Diaper from Liquid Death. Now you never have to leave the pit or worry about leaks ever again. Powered by Depend Guards, the Pit Diaper locks away recycled Liquid Death mountain water, flavored sparkling or iced tea, and helps neutralize odor instantly. The Pit Diaper offers trusted all-show protection. And with Pit Diaper's sleek design, no one will ever notice you're wearing it. It's the only diaper crafted from premium cruelty-free pleather. And it's also the only diaper endorsed by metal drummer Ben Kohler. Wow! So skip the dangers of a mid-show bathroom break and stay in the safe confines of the mosh pit. Get your limited edition Pit Diaper by Liquid Death and Depend today. Hurry, supplies are extremely limited.
Oh my God.
Damn, we missed a great opportunity in live. We could have fucking marketed these things.
Well, I was just gonna say, who the fuck is that heavy metal drummer? We need to get Chad Gracie as the drummer that endorses those.
Exactly. This is
That
fucking
is-
funny.
But did you get a little liner that was in there, bro? Like, I don't think that's gonna hold.
Yeah. So that the whole thing wasn't a diaper, it was just that little liner. Why this is like a maxi pad.
Yeah.
I'd want all around coverage.
Same.
Like a full Depends if I was gonna wear something like that.
And I just couldn't do it, dude. Like,
Yeah.
so I've done, like I've been on the lawn and like just pulled it out, like so everybody's dancing stuff, like just have it hang out the fucking jeans and just piss on the lawn. I've done that.
Right?
I've done the solo cup. And then I've also done, which is a lot better, if it's raining on the lawn, you have the poncho on, and then you could just piss and nobody sees it, which is
So
good.
you openly pissed on the lawn at the show.
Yeah, dude.
This is
Yeah.
hilarious.
Because like some places, if you're in the middle of the lawn, dude, they have no bathrooms up there. You got to walk
Right, sure.
all the
Yeah.
way around through crowds. So it's like, it's either I do that.
Yeah,
or
and then you get to the bathroom, there's a fucking huge line and shit. No thanks.
exactly. Freaking exactly.
That is a nightmare for me. I hate fucking lines and bathrooms and yeah, no thanks.
You got to go.
Dude.
So talk to me, Chad. I know we got what's going on in a crazy world of fucking politics.
Well, we got our lovely brain dead, non-existent president for another 23 days.
Or not at all, but yeah.
And who knows what kind of damage. I mean, just take this drone thing, for instance. Like part of it is like the government. I mean, Trump's come out and said the government knows what the fuck these are. Of course they do. They know what the fuck is going on, but they're not telling us for whatever reason. Some of the speculation is that they are literally sniffing for nuclear bombs coming into the ports from like Iran and shit. Yeah. Yeah. So if that's the case, why wouldn't they fucking tell you about that?
Right.
They don't want to cause a panic or whatever you mean, but like you got hundreds and thousands of fucking reports now of all over New Jersey. They're starting to happen in California. Apparently there was 5 witnesses coming in off the coast into Camp Pendleton.
So what is it though? You don't want to start a panic. Well, God forbid something doesn't happen, because if you don't start to get people out earlier, then once something does go down, it's even worse than it was.
Yeah. I don't think, I mean,
here's the map of
oh, there you go.
where they were sighted.
Nice.
So Cali, Ohio, Florida, and New York, all the East Coast over here.
Mm-hmm.
So it seems like where the ports are, really. To be
Trump
honest.
basically said our military knows what they are, and our and the White House doesn't.
Yeah,
they're just not telling us.
They would have shot him down.
Right.
You'd think so. Well, they didn't shoot down a Chinese spy balloon that everyone knew was up there until the fucking, went over the ocean.
Yep.
So who knows? I mean, I don't put anything past or rely or believe anything the fucking Biden administration says about anything or doesn't say about anything, because they just fucking lie constantly to your face all day long. So even if they came out and said they're real and we know they're ours, I wouldn't even believe that at this point. It's crazy.
You're
And of course, this is happening under his last days.
right. You're Jean Pierre, whatever. The way she's talking about it, I mean, it seems like no big deal. Like, so either she's playing coy or they just don't give a fuck about anything.
Well, what's his name? What's the fucking guy's name? Not Blinken. Who's the other douche that's fucking in the Biden administration? He was just on Fox saying that, yeah, they pose no real danger to anybody, so we don't really care. We've and the guy's like, well, do you know who they are? It's like, well, we've done the analysis. We don't know who they are, but we've done the analysis and we know they're safe. And we're like, what the fuck are you talking? What are you saying? Do you hear yourself talking? You've done the analysis, but you don't know who they are, but you know they're safe. What?
The only way that's feasible is if their analysis has something to do with if they're armed or not. You know what I'm saying? Like if they could see if there's no payload on them or something. But even if there isn't, and it's just a fucking surveillance thing, that's an issue. That's a problem.
It's a surveillance thing. And then what happens when they are armed? When they do come back with fucking bombs or whatever the fuck they can put on them? They're huge. They're 6 feet across. They're like a car.
Yeah. Somebody was saying, I know it's fake, but it was a headline somewhere that there was a Iranian mothership off the East Coast that was letting out. But Iran's got their arms full with Israel. I don't think they want to fucking start.
Yeah, I mean that's a little beyond what I think could happen. I mean, Iran doesn't have any fucking like a real navy, like a blue water navy, to even bring a ship over here, and we'd see that ship coming. We would know.
100.
Yeah, it's fucking weird. I mean, it's just indicative of this whole administration. Like the Chinese spy balloon. No, they were going to talk about it until people saw it in Montana. And started spotting it all over the country. They don't talk about it for a week or 2 weeks, whatever it was. They finally come out and admit it's there. Then they don't shoot it down for whatever reason, and they give you some bullshit excuse about that. And then they finally do. It's just this administration is just fucked. And now, and of course now we got his crazy pardons. This guy is pardoned. Okay, so no president has ever pardoned 1,500 people at a time. No president has ever given a blanket pardon to anyone, meaning, Hunter Biden from January 1st, 2014 to December 1st, 2024, blanket pardon on any crimes that may or may not have happened. Like
crazy, bro.
and then I watched this little bit on Piers Morgan. They had these, two conservative guys and two liberals, and the liberals the whole time are going, well, because Trump's talking about going after like Fauci and Liz Cheney, and like they're talking about blanket immunity for these people, and then people are saying, well, they need blanket immunity, they need the pardon because Trump's going to go after them. He's like, well, what if they committed crimes? Well, they should be pardoned because they shouldn't have to spend a lot on legal fees. This is what these people are saying. I'm like, what? So you didn't give a fuck about Trump spending millions of dollars on his legal fees because it's Trump, to defend against your lawfare bullshit.
Crazy, bro.
But you're worried about Liz Cheney having to afford lawyers because she's a fucking piece of shit. And actually, it's just come out that she was involved in witness tampering in J6 committee. So that is a criminal offense in the Congress.
Doing? Like, what was Liz Cheney doing? Like,
she just hated Trump.
No, I understand, but like, who is she to be involved anyway? Is she some
well, because they wanted to make it bipartisan, so it looks like it's bipartisan. That's what they wanted the committee. That's why that Eric Kinzinger fucking bullshit rhino asshole's on there too, and so is she. And they just wanted, they wanted the J6 committee to be more believable to the cultists that believe it.
Right.
So they had bipartisan. These are the same people that celebrate when Dick Cheney endorsed Kamala Harris.
Yeah, but I mean,
it's the same people.
Is Liz Cheney some sort of representative besides Dick's wife? Like, is she?
Well, she's his daughter, and she is congressman or congresswoman.
Aha! So that's why she's involved. I thought it was his wife. I'm like, why is she involved with this?
No, Liz Cheney is his daughter, and she is a congresswoman from. Well, she was. She got booted from Congress.
For?
Well, she got thrown out when she lost her election. Re-election.
Oh. Gotcha.
That was a couple of years ago. But the point is, she was on the committee. They destroyed evidence, 30,000 pieces of evidence, and now she's being accused of witness tampering, which I'm sure she was.
Yeah. All right. Well, we'll pick this back up a little bit later. For now, we are going to let in the one and only Tommy London. For those who don't know, he is a Sirius XM DJ. You could hear him on Hair Nation. What up, Tommy?
Hey, what's going on? You talking
There,
about me behind my back?
you
What's
know it.
happening, guys?
Now we'll talk about you in front of your back. What's up, Tommy? How are you doing?
How are you, man? You
Good.
too.
Good. Pleasure
So,
to have
Tommy,
you on. Thank you for coming on. Appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks for having me, man. This is great. I know we've
Absolutely.
been talking about it for a while, so I'm glad we were able to finally make it happen
Yeah,
for the end of the year,
that's
Yeah.
right.
which is
That's
cool.
right. Happy New Year to everybody. Or coming up. But Tommy, so did I see a website that says who the fuck is Tommy London or who the hell is Tommy London?
Yeah, I did to hell just because if people don't like the word fuck. Yeah, that started. It's really funny. I used to you know the infamous Keith Richards T-shirt, right? That says "Who the fuck is Mick Jagger?"
Mm.
So a friend of mine used to make jokes because, dude, I've sung with Lady Gaga and you know I've sung with DMC and whatever, being on the radio. And my friend was always like, you know, people must say, "Who the fuck is Tommy London? Like, who is this guy that's on the stage? Like, who? Why is this guy up there?" So we started making a joke as like, "Who the fuck is Tommy London?" And he was telling me to make shirts. I was in a band called the Dirty Pearls at the time out of New York City, and we were playing in LA, the Viper Room.
Oh,
And yeah, and he told me, he's like, "Hey, I'm gonna come out to your show." And like I said, he kept telling me to make these shirts. I was like, "I'm not making those shirts, you know, whatever." He showed up at the gig with the shirt he made himself that said, "Who the
nice.
fuck is Tommy London?" Right.
Nice.
And he's a singer as well. So I had him come on stage and sing with me. And that's when he revealed the shirt, right? And everybody in the audience wanted a shirt. So then I got it made, and then it became me doing these memes, and it became a whole bit. And it's just kind of funny.
I love it, man.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
because it was kind of like a viral thing. I saw it on a bunch of places, and then I saw that you throw some legendary parties.
Yeah.
Are those East Coast parties, West Coast parties?
So okay, so I recently moved to the West Coast.
Oh, cool.
Hence the hat. I'm a New Yorker. My
Yeah,
Yankees hat
baby.
on there. Yeah, so I moved. I've always been New York, and I did besides singing and playing in bands out there and doing the radio out there, Sirius XM is out there as well. I would put parties together. You know, and they would just be rock and roll parties, usually bands. I would put all the bands together. I wouldn't perform at them myself. I felt like I just wanted to put the shows together.
Mm.
And I was always afraid people would think it was about me. I never wanted that reputation. So I'd always make sure it was about the bands. I did it for 11 years strong. It was called the $5 Rock Show. It was $5 to get in, and the bands got all the money.
Nice.
I got a percentage of whatever I worked out with the venue. So I made sure the bands always got paid, and the more they brought in, the more they made. So that's what I wanted. You know, it's the hustle. So hey, you want to make $500? Bring 100 people. You made it. You know,
There you go.
that
Boom.
kind of thing. And it was on a Wednesday night, like I said, 11 years. And when I moved to LA, well, and I had to cap it. But whenever I'm back in New York, which recently I was in November, we do like a pickup show. I put one together.
Sure.
And it's a lot of fun. And it's funny you mentioned West Coast because I am starting some stuff here in LA. I've been talking to the Viper Room, so I'll probably start.
Oh, cool. Well, hey, I'm in Orange County, so
Oh, for real?
send me an invite. Yeah, I'd love to come up, hang out.
Oh, yeah, that'd be amazing. We'll love that. So I'll keep you posted for sure. I'm in
Cool.
Calabasas, and I still don't know my
Okay.
way around. So, you know, all the years I've ever come to the West Coast, I've always just stuck to the strip there, you know,
Right.
or maybe go a little bit outside of it. If I went outside of it, someone was taking me somewhere. I couldn't tell you where to go.
You're up in the
And
Kardashian land, buddy.
that's what I call it too, Kardashianville.
There you go.
You're in good company.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So tell me,
right.
you're at the new. Are you at the? Were you in the New York Sirius XM studios, and now you're in the LA studios?
Well, that's a yes and no answer. I'll explain. So pre-pandemic, yes, I'd always have to go up to the New York studio. That's where I was at the time. And it's right across from a Radio City. That's where it's located. And then during the pandemic, you know, we were all stuck in our homes. They sent us the software and stuff to do from the home.
Oh, nice.
And now, even though the doors are open, we are still able to do it from the home. And so it's a blessing. You know what's really cool about it? Wherever I may roam. So if I'm going to Vegas, I once went to the Bahamas with my girlfriend, and I just bring the laptop with me, and I can still working vacation, but it's a fun gig, so I'm not complaining.
Right.
Yeah.
That's very cool.
Yeah,
Do you let
yeah.
the audience know that you're like recording or streaming or whatever they call it, broadcasting from like
Yeah.
a different location and make it more exciting for
Oh
them?
yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Nice.
I actually, last month, I guess it was around Thanksgiving. It wasn't on Thanksgiving, but around the week of Thanksgiving, I did a show from my mom's kitchen, in
Cool.
in Pennsylvania. Yeah.
While she's cooking in the background. That's
Yeah,
amazing.
yeah, and having her chime in, she was funny because she'd be like, "Was that okay?" And we're like, "Yeah, that was great, Mom. Whatever you say is going to be a home run. It doesn't matter."
Where in Pennsylvania is she? I'm from York.
Oh, yeah, okay. So you might know my hometown. A lot of people don't, but if you're from York, you might. Kennett Square. You
I've
know
heard of
Kennett?
that. It's over
Okay.
near Philly though, right? It's closer to Philly.
Yeah, so Kennett Square is about 30, 40 minutes south of Philly, near
Mm.
Westchester, Pennsylvania, right
Okay,
near
yeah, of
Westchester. Westchester's famous for the Jackass guys. A few of them are from there.
course.
And
Yes.
Kennett Square is famous for the mushroom. It's the mushroom capital of the world, but not
Oh,
those kind of mushrooms.
right.
Oh, come
Right? Yeah,
on.
so you get excited there.
The
Yeah,
the cooking kind.
yeah, portobellas and all that sort
Yeah.
of stuff. Man,
Nice.
I'm telling you right now, they take the mushroom seriously in my hometown. So they used to have, not anymore. They used to have a Miss Mushroom contest. They
Mm.
still have a mushroom parade. They have a mushroom festival. They on New Year's Eve, you know how they drop the ball in Times Square? They drop a mushroom. It's huge. It's lit
Oh,
up
wow.
Perfect.
and it comes down. As a matter of fact, there's an old movie, Michael J. Fox called Doc Hollywood. Are you familiar with that movie at all? Do you remember?
Yep.
You
Yeah,
remember
I
that
remember the
movie?
title and I remember him being in that.
Right. So
Yeah.
The hot blonde,
I
the hot
saw it
blonde.
randomly. I saw it in a theater. Okay. And he's like this Hollywood doctor who gets lost in a small town.
Yes. Okay.
Right.
Right.
Okay.
Right. Right.
So when he is in the small town, they in this town, they worship like the asparagus or something like that. I forget what it was. And everybody in the theater was laughing. And I'm like, fuck you. This is my life, man. This is like a reality.
It's
And it was
mushrooms is
just
something
really
different.
funny
Yeah.
that this was a joke to all these people. And I'm like, I actually live in that town. You know, it was really hilarious.
What made the mushrooms like so popular there? Like it is just that they grew good ones, or like what made it come about like that?
I guess they have the best horse shit around. I don't know what's happening. That's what they grow the mushrooms in.
Yeah.
So I don't, that's a great question. I don't know what made it there. Unless these people just started putting up the plants. What's interesting though is my great, wait a minute. Yeah, my great uncle, he many years ago, obviously he's my great uncle. He created this machine that made the horse manure easier for everyone to lay out the mushrooms, and he became a millionaire from this machine.
Okay.
And yeah, unfortunately, I wasn't in his will, but that was that, you know, cool
Oh,
story
damn.
nonetheless.
Somehow it always works.
Son of a
out that way.
bitch.
That son of a bitch.
So Tommy, how did you end up becoming a DJ for Sirius? Is it something you always like wanted to do? Like how
Well, he
did it
definitely has a DJ voice
for
Yeah,
sure?
do I?
for sure. I
Someone
think so. Yeah.
Hey, I'll take it. I also have a face for radio as well, but
Oh,
that's the oldest joke in the book.
hmm
I was gonna say
Um,
when you got hair like yours, dude, you can't be saying
That's-
shit like that.
I got to cover it up today. It's too early in the morning for that.
Yeah.
I usually have a pompadour, yeah, for anyone who doesn't know.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, yeah. So as for being a DJ, it's funny. I never thought of it as a career or took it even as a serious thing. No pun intended there. When I got older, I never even considered it. That being said, when I was a kid, I remember I would take the boom box and I would hear the songs on the radio, right? And I would tape the song on the speaker from the stereo or from the boom box. Not
Right.
knowing that I could easily, I didn't know I could tape on the boombox on the
Mm.
radio, right?
Right. Right.
And I would
Yeah.
tell everybody to be quiet and shush. And then I would pull the DJ, you know, hey, it's Tommy London and blah, 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 blah. And this is Jenny 8675309. And I would do this shit for entertainment in my own home as a little kid. So it's funny that it led to this. And how I got this gig, a friend of mine, he's an agent for CAA, which is like a big agency that has the likes of Madonna and Seinfeld and stuff like that. And not me. That's not where this story goes. But he's a good friend of mine. We were all in this room shooting the shit one day, and he was like, wow, you know all this stuff about all these bands. Like I can tell you their publishing names, and you know, because I would read the booklets nonstop when I was a kid. Those were like my Bibles. You know what I'm talking about? Reading the album.
Oh hell
books.
yeah. Are you like Matt Pinfield?
Yeah,
He
it's like
knows-
that.
He
Like
knows everything, dude.
yeah, he knows everything. I'm not going to challenge him. I think he'd have me beat. He'd probably pull out a wild card. But he's an awesome guy. I hung out with him recently.
Yeah. Matt's great.
Yeah. And so my friend said, he goes, hey, you know, you'd be great on Sirius XM. I said, yeah, it'd be a fun job. He was like, well, you know, I can get you an interview with the president, Scott Greenstein. And I was like, oh, okay. But you know, I've heard all this kind of thing before. And I'm
Sure.
like, ah,
Sure.
yeah, okay, yeah, sure. It sounds good, man. 2 days later, he's a man of his word. I'm going in for this interview. And Scott said to me on the email, uh, I'm not looking for anyone right now, but I would love to meet you. So I'm saying, I'm not even getting this gig. But you know what?
Oh,
Maybe I'll see Howard Stern. So I'll drop by the studio. So I go in it's for the meeting, and we hit it off. And I really felt a connection to him when we were talking about the music and stuff. And he said, "Hey man, I don't really have too many people like you." I said, "Really?" He goes, "Yeah, so I'm gonna get you in. I'm gonna put you in on the weekends." And now
Sweet.
I'm on, now I'm on like 2-3 times a day. Yeah. So it's like
That's cool. So you never did terrestrial radio, just went right into
just jumped in.
satellite.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
That's cool. Wow.
Yeah, man. I've been there. It'll be
Badass.
my 6-year anniversary in January.
I'm sure there's lots of terrestrial DJs who are like, this motherfucker.
Yeah, I bet they are, dude. I feel like, oh, I'm sorry, But you know
well,
what? Yeah. What's the thing too with Sirius is they don't want you to be, and I'm not judging some of the terrestrial radio
sure.
people, but they don't want you to be like Wolfman Jack or like Quagmire, giggity, giggity, all right, that was my movie,
Right.
They don't want that, man. Even if you come close to doing that, which, I guess I grew up on that, and I'm not trying to be a fake voice, but sometimes I'll just put something in there. I don't know, early on.
Yeah.
They would say something. They just want you to be like I'm talking to you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You got the voice, the natural voice, so you don't need to, hey, coming at you.
Hey,
Yeah.
coming
I
at
listen
you.
to- I listen
with
to
the
Sirius
bullet.
all the time. So all the DJs are kind of like you said, they just kind of talk to you. It's not like, hey,
Yeah.
up next is blah blah blah. Okay.
Number one with a bullet. Though when we do countdown shows every now and then, usually on holiday weekends, and when I'm part of some of those, which is mostly on Classic Rewind, we'll do a lot of those.
Okay.
And I always say, today I'm going to channel my inner Casey Kasem, so then I can get away with it. Like I'll do that,
Yeah.
So it's
Bring
fun.
them
I can
in
do
on it. Let
Kasem.
them know. Yeah.
I tell you what, I remember as a kid listening to Casey Kasem.
Oh hell
And-
yeah.
Right. And I'll never forget this.
Coming at you.
And yeah, yeah. Well, he actually taught me something that I do to this day. And when I was a kid, we would go to church on Sundays and we would listen to Casey Kasem on the way. And he would have America's Top 40. That was his big show.
Yeah.
And then he would now, unlike now with the Sirius XM, you could go back on the app and re-listen to the show or listen to anything. That's not how it was. If you missed it, you missed it,
Right. You'd be
And-
like, what was number 4?
That was it. So he would do stuff like coming up, I have a band, that they wear their makeup. So let's say it's Kiss it. And one of them was seen without the makeup on or whatever.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh my God, I got to find out who this band is. I got to find out who it was. They didn't have the makeup on, but we have to go in the church, And I was like, Mom, we can't go in yet. I got to hear the answer to this trivia, or I got to hear what song he's talking about. What's the number one song or whatever it is, that was coming up after this. And it was a big argument. And of course, my mom would win and God,
course.
and I'd have to go to church. Right. But I took that, that element of what he did. I love to tease the listener with sometimes, of course, talk about the song coming up, but to tease about the song that's coming up after it,
Yeah.
And I do that so to keep them in the car or whatever. And whenever I go to festivals and I meet a lot of the listeners, they tell me that to go, fuck you, man. I was sitting in my driveway for 5 minutes because I had to find out who was, who was the, whatever, who won the Academy Award or whatever.
Right.
You're like, mission accomplished.
Yeah. It's like,
Mhm.
yeah.
Perfect.
Gotcha.
Now, I have a question, because how do you DJs do the talk ups? Like, is there do you just know the song and when it's coming in, or is there a countdown to where you could stop it like right as the vocal starts? Because I'm always like fucking impressed by that.
No, yeah. Well, I can like do it a little bit ahead, and then I can chop it up.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So it's not like live. It's like it's
Gotcha.
a little bit ahead of the minutes, and then I can get right there in the right part of the fade out. I always like to come in on the pulse of the song, because I feel if you're doing if you're doing something, if you're doing like a fun joke or something, if you want that punchline to hit right on when the pulse starts, you know what I mean,
Right.
like of the song,
Yeah.
and it also impacts the joke. A lot of people don't realize that, but you don't realize it listening. It's like and then bam,
Yeah.
Very cool.
whatever. Yeah.
See, that's it. Mystery
yeah.
solved. I was wondering that too. Do you have a certain time limit between songs that you have like 30 seconds or 45 seconds where you have to fit this stuff in, or how's that work?
Well, no, we don't have a time limit though. They don't want you really going, over. I think
Right.
usually about a 40-minute break or something is the longest. Sometimes I'll go a minute. They won't say anything about that either, as long as you're carrying yourself and keeping the listener tuned in,
Right.
with the story, if it's something like that. But I usually don't try to do a minute. But the other day I noticed I was telling like a story about when I was a kid, and I remember where I'm from. I wonder if this was in New York. Maybe it's a Pennsylvania thing. We used to call it Mischief Night,
Yeah, dude.
Devil's Night, but it's like Mischief Night, the night before Halloween, where you just go out and do stupid shit
Oh,
at people's homes. No,
yeah,
Yep.
we
they
didn't
didn't
have
have
that
that
in
in New York.
York. Maybe in
Wow.
they have that in Jersey there, Joe?
Jersey for sure had it, man. Eggs, shaving cream,
What do you call it? Devil's Night or Mischief Night?
mischief night, mischief night.
Mischief Night, right? A lot of
Nice.
people don't. Man, it's an East Coast thing.
Shit, I missed this. God
You
damn it.
missed it, dude. We're gonna get your house next year.
Ah,
So I was telling the story about how I was a little kid, but the older kids would go out on Mischief Night, Devil's Night, and they would smash people's pumpkins on their porches, things like that. And it was like the ghosts hit your house the night before. Eggs and, like
Yeah.
you said, toilet paper in the trees was always fun. So soap the windows of the cars. So my
Yeah.
mom had painted 4 pumpkins that looked like Kiss. And I remember the next morning, I realized we didn't take them in, and I knew it was Halloween. I knew what the night before was, and I was like, "Oh no!" I'm like 6 years old. I'm like, "Oh no, Ma, with our Kiss pumpkin." She goes, "Oh my God!" We ran out there, pumpkins all over the street,
Oh,
but the Kiss pumpkins weren't touched.
Oh,
It
Oh,
was
wow.
like, because these
nice.
kids were probably members of the Kiss Army, man. Mad
Uh-huh.
props. They were like, we're not going to mess with those pumpkins. I just thought that was the funniest thing. Everybody on the block smashing pumpkins.
Right.
And it
That's
was
great.
funny.
I thought you when you said everybody on the block smashing pumpkins, I thought you were gonna bring up the band at
Billy Corgan,
Yes,
he's out
yeah.
there. That's how he got the name. He was out there smashing all the pumpkins on my block, except
Could've
in
been.
York.
He's
He
like,
stayed
"No,
away
we're
from
this
York.
one.
Not in
We-
York. We missed Devil's Night somehow. God damn it.
You should bring that back to York there.
Yeah, I'll do it as a 53-year-old man. I'll just start doing.
arrested. They're letting
What are you
people.
doing? I'm smashing your pumpkins. It's Devil's Night. Fuck you.
Come on.
They're
What's
letting
wrong
people.
with you? You don't know about this holiday?
They're letting people rob stores. Chad Gracie gets arrested for smashing pumpkins. Tommy, with your the playlist that you do for your show, are you picking out these songs, or is it something that like Sirius says, like here's it is, and then you do comments over it, or are you actually picking out what's
It's a little bit of both. They'll have some already in there, and then of course I pick some too. Yeah.
so like
That's cool.
But there's only a vast some people like the listener write us go, why aren't you playing this? Why aren't you playing that? Well, I can only play with the cards I'm dealt.
right?
So why don't you play some Aerosmith? They don't consider Aerosmith a hair band. You might. We could have a good argument about it. The '80s era. You can even say Van Halen was a hair band. We don't play them on there. Excuse me. Play David Lee Roth, but not Van Halen.
Mhm.
And yeah, it could be a good argument, but I don't make those decisions. I just press play. So things like that.
I could see Aerosmith not being a hair band, but Van Halen seems to me like the very definition of hair band.
Yeah, it's a really fine line, I guess, because, well, you know what it is. You're right, because David Lee Roth influenced that look. I mean, Motley Crue probably wouldn't look the way they did in terms of a lot of those bands with a blonde singer, and
Right.
and the whole formula, and Dave being the flamboyant front man and being witty and that whole thing. It's just weird. Like it's just. Yeah, they put Dave Lee Roth in there because I guess they're giving him a nod to the fact that he did that, but they don't put Van Halen in there or Van Hagar for that matter, which was actually going strong when that hair band thing really was hitting there in after '85. So yeah, it's just I don't know. And what's interesting to me too is all those bands, Skid Row or Guns N' Roses,
Yeah.
early on, they all toured with Aerosmith. So how do you? Does that mean Aerosmith isn't? I
Right.
think,
It's very
yeah,
interesting.
so yeah, it's just weird, but
You
Mhm.
mentioned earlier when was it Scott Greenstein the president of so you said
Yeah.
that you were going to go there, he wasn't hiring, but you were like, fuck it, I'll go, maybe I'll get to see Howard Stern. Did you
Yeah.
ever see Howard Stern at the studios?
not that day, but I did later on when I was working there. He has his own wing.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's
Yep.
it's awesome. He has his own wing there in New York. And I saw him one day when he was leaving. I was just there at the right time, I guess. And he's very sweet, very nice. He waves at everyone. And if you stop them, I wasn't around close enough to stop and talk to him. I don't even know if I would have done that.
Yeah,
Um,
I
But
would-
yeah,
if you worked there,
yeah,
if you
maybe
were a
fist
fan,
bump. maybe fist
Yeah.
bump him or something, but I wouldn't have stopped him talk. And I think everyone feels that way, you know. And but he's always smiling and waving at everyone, and he's really sweet. I have spoken to the staff like Baba Booey. I would talk
Nice.
to him all the time when I saw him there, Gary Dell'Abate
Yep.
and Richard and Sal
Oh, you're
and his
so funny.
cronies.
You
Yeah.
said Gary Dell'Abate.
Yeah, Gary
Della-
Dell'Abate.
That's hysterical. I just can't get over
Nice.
all the abuse that guy's taken over is like 40 years there. I'm surprised he's
Uh,
just a happy-go-lucky dude.
Yeah, it's so entertaining. You know, I think maybe at this point it's just a bit, but maybe early on it was some real stuff. Like, what are you doing, Gary? Like,
Right.
Oh
Right.
yeah. And then yeah, when he starts going off on one of the staff guys, he just stays on it for like
oh
you're just like,
man,
okay, they've had enough, thanks. And he just
Grills
keeps
'em.
railing on him. It's
I-
fucking crazy, man.
I remember. Do you remember when you first discovered Howard Stern? Do you remember when you first heard him?
Yeah, he was on a DC show on a DC station back in early late 80s, early 90s. He was in DC and we could
Yeah.
pick him up in York or drive down. When I say I mean the guys in the band, like Chad, the guitar player, and I would drive down to his dad who lived in Hagerstown, and we could pick up Howard Stern on DC 101, I think it was
Oh
back then.
wow,
That's how I first heard about him. Yeah.
that's before he was syndicated. Then
Yes.
you were picking him
yes.
up on the DC. What about you, bro? Do you remember when you first heard Howard?
96, because I mean maybe earlier, but my father I went to like a private high school which was like 40 minutes away from my town, and my father used to drive me there. And he used to listen to Howard Stern, and that's like when I first remember like listening to him and getting into him, and that was like 96. So from then on, I've been an avid fan.
Yeah. You guys probably will remember this since you're from the East Coast and PA and Jersey. There was a DJ who we would listen to every morning on our way to school, John DeBella. It was the Morning Zoo on WMMR 93.3. I don't know if that rings any bells.
I know MMR very well, but
John DeBella was the morning guy. He was the king, right? We would tune in every morning. And my buddy, I wasn't old enough to drive yet, but my friend had turned 16 before me. And we were in the car one day, we're going to school, and we would always listen to DeBella, right? And
That was the man.
Yep, he was the man. It's just what you did, And he says, "Hey man, have you heard this new guy, Howard Stern?" I said, "Nah, who's that? Like, who cares about that guy?" Right? He goes, "You got to hear this show." And he goes to 94 YSP, which is Philly. This was probably his first syndicated show out of after DC or New York or whatever. And man, this guy's just going to town on DeBella, just ripping him nonstop, ripping this DJ. So I couldn't stop listening. I was like, "Oh my God, listen to you." He's saying this about DeBella. And I didn't give a shit. Like, I wasn't like, "Oh, don't talk that way about my DJ." I was like, "Holy shit, this guy." It was like the Joker to the Batman,
Yeah.
And I couldn't stop listening. I didn't even want to go into school that day. And every morning I couldn't wait. We would listen to, and every morning he was just ripping into DeBella to the point where he beat him in the ratings, and he did his notorious had a funeral for the guy.
Yes.
A
Oh my
funeral,
God.
man. He rented out the block around where the MMR studio was, and he did a legit funeral, like with the dummy DeBella in the casket. And apparently, from what I understand, they're all looking out the windows, everyone at the station, seeing it because he beat him in the ratings. So
Jesus
Howard
Christ.
whole funeral.
Oh
Holy
man.
shit, man. There ain't been nothing like that. I don't know if we'll ever see another Howard Stern.
No.
Nah, I don't think so either.
Nah.
What he did for the landscape of radio, what he did, like that's just a brilliant marketing move to go into somebody's market and rip them nonstop.
Yeah.
The audience, and that was a lot of people back in the day. They would say like, "We hate Howard Stern." They're like, "Well, why do you listen?" And they're like, "Well, we have to hear what he says next."
Right.
Right.
I remember that was in the movie. Yeah. That was great.
And the people who liked him, well, why do you listen? Because I want to hear what he has to say next. So even if you hate him or not, he's like keeping you stuck in your car trying to figure out what the fuck he's going to say.
You got to think about the energy he had to put into that, because you can't lose. Because if you're going to go out there and talk shit on someone else and say that you're better and whatever he's saying, you have to keep at that every minute of the day to make sure you win. Because if you don't win, then you look like the jackass, but he would always win.
Yeah, that's true.
Doing a movie,
Amazing
radio show.
Yeah.
It's insane.
Incredible.
Like to wake up at whatever time, 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning, start the show at 6, and then go film your movie afterward. There's like, what the fuck was he doing?
Yeah, man. He was at it, right? And writing his books and all that stuff, doing the TV show
Yeah,
he used to do back in
that
the
was
day.
awesome, dude. The TV show.
Yeah.
Now you got the
Yeah.
Sirius XM app, which is kind of cool, but it's not like that Channel 9 show or whatever, but it's
No,
still
Channel 9 show is ridiculous.
ridiculous. They film your broadcast, or is it just audio?
It's just audio. We'll film interviews sometimes. You know, if it's a big interview. I filmed the last interview I really did was Bon Jovi.
Oh wow.
Yeah, that was really cool. Those guys are great, and they filmed that one, of course.
Yeah.
And that was the first time. Well, I've interviewed John 3 times. That was the first time with the whole band.
Nice.
When
cool.
they had the new record, and man, he's a really cool guy. They're all great guys. It was a lot of fun. That was for his channel. He's got his own channel. Of course he does. Bon
Yeah,
Jovi
Of course.
Radio.
Why
Yeah.
wouldn't he? Yeah.
Why wouldn't he? Right?
Yeah, why wouldn't he? Yeah, we
Uh,
we toured with Bon Jovi. We opened for Bon Jovi in Europe back in 2004 or five, somewhere in there. Of course, they're doing all the mega stadiums, so that was
I
cool
know,
for us.
right?
It was fun. It was super nice. We were super late to one of the shows because we got stuck in traffic, and they held the stage for us and
Oh, no
let
way.
us go on. Yeah, it was super, super nice group of guys.
That's
Awesome.
cool.
Yeah.
You know what he's been doing? Well, he hasn't toured in a bit because he's been having those complications with his voice. Hopefully he'll get that fixed up and hit the road again. But the last few tours they did, the opening act, he would have a local band open the show, which I thought was pretty amazing, man. Can
That
you
is cool.
imagine you're a New York band, you're playing the Garden.
Yeah.
You're usually playing some small club on Tuesday, and on Friday night you're playing the Garden with Bon Jovi.
That
That's
would be
pretty
wild.
cool.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Your
Pretty
life
cool.
changes that night. You know?
Yeah.
It's like
Pretty amazing.
A lot of pressure too. You're like, we
Yeah.
gotta do good. We gotta do good.
Yeah. What are we gonna do with all this stage room? Yeah.
Exactly. How do I cover
we
all
did
this?
The fucking like a table size stage. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Oh
It's
my
funny.
God. Yeah, that's got to be wild to go from playing like 200 people, maybe 500 people to fucking 20 something thousand.
Yeah, it must be insane.
That's
And you know what's funny was when I saw the show where he had it was at the Garden where he had a local band open. Man, it was like a sold out show for the opening act. You know how it goes. Usually sometimes you don't go in. Especially if you don't especially if you don't think anyone's playing at all, because the ticket probably didn't have anybody listed on there because it was, every day or whatever was different.
Something
So
different.
maybe that's, you know what, now that I say this out loud, maybe that's why they were there on time. If the ticket said 7 o'clock and there's no opener listed, you're probably assuming he's hitting at 7:30. So that's
Mhm.
like,
Right. Yeah.
right. Wow. That's probably what they did. That's pretty good for the opener.
Absolutely.
It's better than having, local band on at 6, doors at 7, local band on at 6.
Right. Exactly.
3 people.
Exactly. Mhm.
I did a gig once with opening for Boston. Okay. So when I said I was in this band called the Dirty Pearls, and we opened for them, Coney Island. I think they still have this theater. It's an outdoor theater. And so we're playing with Boston. And it was, man, it was such bullshit, to be honest. All of a sudden, we're told what's the guy's name? The lead singer of not the lead singer, the guitar player from Boston. I should
Bob,
know.
look
this.
it up.
Yeah. Anyway, so it's his band. What the hell's his name? Isn't it Tom something? Anyway, so he's got this whole setup, right? And we're told like we can't look at the guy, we can't touch the stuff. I don't want to touch his stuff anyway, and I don't need to look at anybody but the audience, right? It was just this whole ridiculous thing. And then we were told, okay, we're supposed to go on at 7:30. Now we're on at 7:15. Then we're on at 7. Now we're told, it was insane. I even turned to the guy and I was like, what are you going to do? Put us on before the doors open? Like, this is getting ridiculous, Now the reason we're on the bill is because we would pack the rooms in New York and we would sell out like, the Bowery Bar. And we were good for 600, 700 people. So, no, that's not the name. I see the name there. It's not him. The guy.
This is Tom Scholes.
That's who it is. Tom
There we
Schultz.
go.
Yeah, Tom Schultz.
Yeah.
So hey, I don't mean to talk shit on the guy, but I'm going to talk shit on the guy. It was ridiculous. We weren't allowed. We weren't allowed to look at him, and we couldn't touch his
That's
stuff.
fucking stupid. Yeah.
And, we
Get
weren't
outta
going to
here.
touch his stuff anyway. We're not some knucklehead kids, and it's
Right.
okay to say, "Hey, can you guys watch it?" But they didn't say it like that.
Yeah.
They made it
not.
out like we were fucking assholes. And and the reason we're on the bill is to help you sell the tickets because we were the hometown heroes. So like, so you're gonna put us on before? Like, this is ridiculous. Before the doors open. Anyhow, we went on right when the doors opened, which was also bullshit.
Yeah.
We had so
People
many
walking
people
in,
coming
you're
out.
set. Yeah. Yeah.
So after the show, I was just like, ugh, I had a bad taste with Boston, even though I do like that first record. So as we were leaving, I'm drunk after their show. I'm loaded and I'm walking out, and they're in their green room there. And I poked my head in the green room and I said, so, hey, where are you guys from? And they didn't find it funny, I guess, because well, their band's called Boston, so I guess there's an assumption that's where they're from. I
Yeah.
guess so. Hey, where are you guys from? They did not find it funny. They just looked at me like, "Get out of here, you drunk asshole." That's it. No more Boston for me. No looking back. Don't look back. Isn't that one of
No.
those songs?
Don't look
Yeah.
back.
That was crazy. Do you have any bad stories, Chad? You don't have to talk any shit on a band. You can leave them out. You can
Oh
leave.
no, it's fine. I mean, we did some opening stuff and we had pretty good experiences, except for mid 2000s. We decided to do an opening special guest thing with Jane's Addiction. And the Jane's guys were great. Like they were fucking cool, but their crew were dicks. And so we go on stage, you know, and I think we had an hour, but we get like very limited lights and very limited PA. So we're just up there fucking doing our thing, and you can tell the crowd can't really tell what the fuck's going on because the sound's so degraded.
Yeah.
And so we're like, well, fuck this. You know, we're either gonna walk off this tour or we're gonna do something different. So I think it was Ed or Chad, the guitar player or singer, decided, let's go to the thrift store. We're gonna get coveralls. We're gonna get fucking like furniture, and we're just gonna play acoustic. And that's what we did, and the crowd really reacted to it. So,
oh wow,
like, okay. Well, so we just went like anti-rock on it because we were trying to rock out. And I think on a good day we could compete with Jane's Addiction as a band.
Sure.
But I mean, they're great players. I'm not I'm not disparaging them at all. But we had our thing, and they had their thing, and it worked well together. I think as an opening thing. But like because we couldn't convey what we were doing on stage, playing full volume, we just like, fuck it, we're going acoustic, and that seemed to work.
Yeah, that's
James
smart
guys
play.
were even like, that's pretty cool, guys. And we're like, well, if your crew wasn't such a dick, we'd just be playing with our fucking regular instruments. But
yeah,
you know.
But hey, you know what it is? At the end of the day, it proves how great your songs were.
I was going to say, and it might have been the crew protecting.
Yeah,
it might have been the crew protecting their band, dude. You guys could have possibly.
Oh no, that definitely happens for sure. Yeah. Yes, yeah.
You know, because I got to go to that show, Tommy. I saw it was their East Rutherford show. It was like Brendan Byrne Arena. I don't remember what it was called at the time, but so Jane's Addiction comes on after live, and they're just crazy loud. It's got a huge fucking stage show going. Like,
yeah, they got strippers dancing.
Oh no shit! Was it Motley Crue? Are you sure?
This was fucking for sure. I was trying to hook up one of the dancers.
Make the girls float like on like wires and shit. Like it was crazy. But live came on before, and they did a crazy ass awesome acoustic set. And then I don't know if it was your closer or somewhere around there, because this was like right after 9/11 or around that time. And the lead singer comes out like wrapped in a American flag and sings this song "Overcome," and it was like crazy, dude. It's about being overcome with emotion and basically the whole.
But yeah, Overcome, like that song got played spontaneously when 9/11 went down, like radio stations, and somebody put together like this video of it, and that song got played all over the place for the 9/11 thing right after 9/11, when we didn't even try to make it happen, but it just happened naturally. So that's why Ed came out and did that. I have another story where we, in like 94, we were asked to open for U2.
Oh wow.
And we had just booked our own like theater tour where we were headlining. And so we either stupidly or smartly said no to U2 to open for them.
Wow.
And in hindsight, U2 is like one of our biggest fucking influences, one of my most favorite bands, whether you like them or not. But you know, I know a lot of people don't, but I fucking loved them. And so it was a hard decision to make, believe me, for us. We were like, fuck, it'd be awesome to open for them, but we got to do our own headline and establish ourselves as our headliner. And so we turned them down. And then like many, many years later, I have a friend who's a good friend with Jerry Harrison, the guitar player from Talking Heads, who produced our 4 of our records. And they were having a dinner with Larry Mullen in New York. This is in 2022. And Brian, my friend, I'm friends with Jerry too, but Brian decides to talk to Larry, and he's like, hey, yeah, I'm friends with the guys in Live, and the drummer freaking loves you. And he's like, oh, those guys. Like, he fucking remembers that we turned them down. I was like,
oh my God. But it wasn't like you're turning them down because of, you didn't like them. It was just a matter of career
But I don't
choice.
I don't know if they've ever been turned down before, or very few bands have turned them down, but he still remembers. And he's the guy that basically pick the band and like, pick the openers.
Wow.
I was like, God, and Larry's the only guy in the band I've never met, and I've always wanted to. I'm like, damn it! If I do meet him someday, I'll be like, yeah, we're the band that didn't open for you. Hi, you're my hero, but sorry.
Maybe you could break it down, and I'm sure he'll understand. He might not know the rationale.
He probably doesn't know, the whole story, but sorry.
Hey, who ended up opening that tour?
Fuck, I don't even remember.
Yeah,
I have to look back. It was on, what was it? It was maybe Zoo TV.
that's
tour.
that's what I was gonna
You
guess.
guys definitely made the right choice. I mean, you were having your own headline.
Well, for our career, we did. Yeah, I think we did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It would have been fun though.
For coolness. Yeah. For coolness, you'd have been like, fuck, that would have been awesome. Yeah. So Tommy, the way we do it here is we always leave the audience wanting more, dude. I could go on with you for hours.
Yeah, I'm having fun. Thanks again.
It's a blast, man. We're gonna have you on again if you're down for it.
Love to. Anytime.
Cool.
And then real quick, Tommy, if you want to let them know about the Celebrity Sports Inc. that you're that you're hooked up with.
Yeah, so Celebrity Sports Inc. That's gonna be a lot of fun. This year is the first year.
Yeah, man.
And there's gonna be celebrity boxing. There's celebrity dodgeball. I'm looking forward to that.
That's
cool. Celebrity pickleball. The list goes on. You can find the info on online. And that's going to be really cool.
I love
celebrity pickleball
like
doesn't seem as fun as the dodgeball and boxing.
No, right?
They get to beat on each other with that stuff, but pickleball's like ting ting ting.
We need like a Celebrity American Gladiators or something. Remember that show? That would be pretty dope.
There you go.
You never know though. Maybe. So they got a list of stuff, man. It's going to be a busy year with that. And
very cool.
Picked up by a streaming service. Actually, I know they did. So it's going to be televised, and it's going to be a lot of fun.
I love that going with fun events and not just like the boxing, because the boxing's cool, but you're watching two amateurs, but watching a couple amateurs play dodgeball is fun.
Yeah, so I think that one's going to be cool.
Mm-hmm.
All that stuff. I mean, it's
celebrity paintball they have too.
That'd be good too. Yeah, there you go.
Whatever doesn't give you brain damage.
Yeah, right.
Tommy, and then let them know where they could catch you on social media and what time you go on Sirius.
All right. Well, first, I have an album out. You can hear me sing if you want. Tommy London, emotional, blah 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 blah. Emotional Fuse. That's the name of the record.
Cool.
Just look up my name.
Ways,
you can find
Tommy.
it. Wicked Ways. Thanks. Everyone tells me that's going to be the next single. Actually, I'm going to drop that this year as the next single. I filmed the video.
I don't know if you're a fan, but it reminds me of definitely cooler, but like a Howie Day-esque type. Do you know Howie Day?
Yeah. You know what? It's interesting you say that because I see why you're saying that, because the song builds. He's known for building. He builds the song as it goes. This song I think definitely has that.
It's really good, man.
Thanks, dude. Actually, when we recorded the record, it was that song that I was like, wow, this one really hit the mark. I felt. I think the whole record's great, but that particular song, I was just like, oh man, this hit exactly where I wanted it to hit.
Oh, very cool.
And,
very cool.
I was like, wow, I achieved it. So, thank you. So, Emotional Fuse, the record, Wicked Ways, next single. And as for hearing me press play on the Hair Waves, Hair Nation, Sunday through Fridays at 6 p.m. East. I'm on Classic Rewind on Saturday nights at 6 p.m. East. And then Ozzy's Boneyard in the mornings and weekday afternoons.
Very cool. Nice.
Yeah.
And then some social medias if you want, Tommy.
Oh, yeah. Instagram, you can, is always the best, official Tommy London. And just look up Tommy London. You can find me on the rest.
Dude,
cool.
Thank you so much, man. Tommy, we're definitely going to have you on again, man. You
I'd love to.
Thank you, Tommy. Really appreciate it.
Awesome. Great to meet you guys and hang with you. Is awesome. Yeah. And Chad, I'll let you know when I get stuff going in LA. We'd love for you to come out.
Yeah, unfortunately, I hadn't been following you before. I just followed you on Instagram. So
all right, I will follow you back. It's official.
Sweet. We'll DM each other. We'll figure something out. I'd love to get together. It'd be cool.
All right, man.
Thanks,
Take care,
Tommy.
you guys. Happy holidays.
Right back at you.
You too. Thank you.
And only Tommy London. That guy was fun, man. Got a lot of
awesome. That was great.
Fun. We're keeping the show a little bit short today. Chad's got some things to do afterwards that are pressing. He's getting his fifth ball implanted.
Yeah, I'm having the two balls they took out put back in, so I'll have 4 again. That's awesome.
Yes.
Just kidding.
You could come on for Bobby's World, but I do want to show this real quick.
What's up, fellas?
I got 6 minutes.
Yeah, 6 minutes.
Sorry.
Do you see this? Here's why you queef during sex. Don't be embarrassed. It's normal.
Perfect.
I was reading this, and yes, queefing during sex is normal, but look at this. Queefing, as anyone with a vagina will tell you, can happen at some inopportune times while you're having sex, in the middle of a yoga class, or during a gynecological visit.
Yeah.
Sex and gynecologist, but a yoga class?
Yeah,
I would,
that would be unfortunate.
yes, I would be like, excuse me, ma'am, what the fuck was going on there?
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, I just wanted to share that with the audience because, so if you're out and you hear, but you don't smell anything, probably just a pussy fart.
Mm-hmm.
Anyhow, I didn't know they randomly, like,
Okay.
fucking lifting a weight. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just thought it was like air pushes in and it creates that noise. So
Sure.
I
Yeah.
didn't realize that it could
That's
just
what I thought. That's what I thought.
Goddamn pussy fart.
Bobby, you only know about anal farts, so stop it, bro.
Yeah, because I don't have a vagina.
Well, really? I heard you're about as big as Justin Timberlake. This is a new one now. I'm starting small dick Justin Timberlake jokes. You're hung like a Timberlake.
I'm hung like a Timberlake.
Yep.
Wait, so how did dick in a box work then?
Yeah, small dick in a box is what it was.
That's funny.
Small dick in a ring box. You know those. Oh, boy.
Yes.
So,
Got 3 minutes, Bobby. So if you
all
want,
right. So, Federal Reserve is meeting
that.
today and tomorrow. They're going to be cutting interest rates. So hopefully,
Mm.
some of the prices are going to be going down. Hopefully, 9 out of 10 economists polled are saying that there'll be an interest rate cut of 25 percentage points on Wednesday.
Damn, that's
So,
a lot. No,
Oh
I
wow.
mean, it's a quarter. It's a quarter. I mean, it's slowly getting there, you know,
Yeah.
right. So it
getting
says
back to where we should be.
it's going to go from 4.5 to 4.25. Okay, down from its
Yeah.
target range of. Oh, so it's going to be in the range of 4.25 to 4.5. Right now, it's in the range of 4.5 to 4.75. So if it stays in 4.5, it didn't do anything.
Pretty much now.
That's funny.
But it's the third consecutive rate cut this year, so that's a good
Right.
thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Also, yeah, go.
Didn't the who's the head of the Federal Reserve? He said he's not gonna.
Powell.
Yeah, he's
Jerome
not gonna
Powell?
step
Yeah.
down or whatever. If Trump asks him to, he's gonna stay on. It's like, okay, what a shut up.
Colin Powell, the guy who lied.
No, Jerome Powell.
Oh, I'm like, that guy.
Yeah, he'll step down if Trump says.
Well, he's already
It's
said
up
he
to
won't,
Trump.
but yeah, we'll see what happens. Because Trump doesn't, he can't that's not an appointed position
He
from
could
the president.
He could try to assassinate him like they did to him.
Because the Federal Reserve is a private corporation. So
I just read I don't know if I saved it, but supposedly they're going after some like school shooter or something to like look into his background. I'm like, can you guys look into fucking the people who tried to shoot Trump's background?
oh
Like,
yeah, they don't care about that. Yep, of course not.
strange, dude. Like, it's absurd that they're looking into other shit before that. Like, what? I don't know.
Well, you knew more about Luigi Mangione than you do about fucking whatever the other. What was the guy's name that shot Trump? You know way more about that guy.
Right.
Yeah.
And the left is celebrating that guy as a hero. Here's how you know the left is morally corrupt. It's like the guy who shoots a dude in cold blood on the sidewalk. No, despite what he is, or that is the CEO of a fucking horrible company, which I agree, United Healthcare, bullshit. But he got gunned down, cold blood on a sidewalk. The left celebrates him, but then Daniel Penny, they think he's the worst thing ever. It's like he saved people on the train from a deranged maniac.
Right.
Yeah, there was a meme about that, like the comparing the two, you know.
Right.
It is.
Yeah.
Crazy.
One more thing before we go, boys. Chad,
Yep.
this is what's fucked up, and Bobby, this is what's fucked up with the abortion thing. So, it says Ken Paxton sues New York doctor accused of prescribing abortion pills to Texas woman. So,
yeah, see, that's fucking bullshit. I don't
that's fucked
agree with
up,
that at
bro.
all. Yeah.
I mean, at least they're going after the doctor and not
Right.
the person who got it done. But this is what
Wow.
this is what we don't want to happen. We
No.
don't states going after like if you don't want it done in your state, fine. But if I leave your state and get it done, it has nothing to do with you, bro.
Right, exactly.
Yeah,
it's
that's
fucking bullshit.
crazy.
It's definitely bullshit.
Yeah,
I
that
agree.
is. That's out of hand. That is definitely.
All
That's
right.
not cool.
All right, gentlemen, I need to jump. I'm sorry.
All gravy. Gracious audience, we love and appreciate you. Please like, share, subscribe.
Thank you, everyone.
Absolutely.
Merry
Hey.
Christmas. Happy
Merry
New Year.
Christmas, people.
We'll see you all soon. Thank
See
you.
all. Peace.
Have a good
All right,
holiday.
boys.
Bye, guys.
Where do